Today we're going to be making a gorgeous resin jar, but first things first, we have to mix up our resin. So today I'm using my favorite Let's Resin epoxy. It's a 1-to-1 ratio by volume. So I have my big measuring cup here and it's equal parts A and B. So I'm going to take my part A here, pour some into my mixing cup. When you get your resin, you're going to get a jug that is the part A and a jug that is the part B, and they're going to be the same size if the resin you're using is a 1-to-1 ratio epoxy. So I have my part A poured into my cup, and when I do this, I am squatting down to eye level to make sure that I am pouring right on the nose to the amount that I want in my cup. Now I'm going to take my part B and pour equal part B into my mixing cup as well. For this little jar that we're going to be making today, you need about 8 ounces of resin. So you would do 4 ounces part A and 4 ounces part B to make 8 ounces total. And when you work with resin, you want to make sure that your workspace is completely level. Take a level, make sure that your table or your counter or wherever you're working is level. And you also want to work in a well-ventilated area and wear nitrile gloves and a respirator mask. I recommend working with a full face respirator when you work with resin. So now we're going to mix this up for 3 minutes. And when you mix your resin, you want to mix thoroughly. When you're mixing, when you first start out, you're going to notice it looks a little bit cloudy and there's striations and stringy lines in your resin. That's perfectly normal. It's going to always look like that. Just keep mixing for 3 minutes. And when you mix, you want to scrape off your stir stick, scrape the bottom of the cup, scrape the sides of the cup, really incorporating those parts A and B together. Some people like to do a figure 8 motion while they're mixing up their resin. So you could definitely do that if you want to, but you also need to scrape off your stir stick and scrape the bottom of the cup and the sides of the cup. So here it's been 3 minutes, and I'm going to take that mix that we mixed up and pour it into a new cup. And you want to make sure you get every single drop out of that first cup as well. That's why I like to mix with a little plastic spatula like this. That helps ensure that you're going to get every single drop of resin out of your mixing cup. This mixing technique is called the double cup mixing technique. It 100% ensures that your resin is going to be mixed properly. You can see here on the top of my cup, there are still some striations and stringy lines. So after 3 minutes of mixing that first cup, it was not completely mixed. That's why I do the double cup mixing technique, pour it into a new cup, and then mix again for another 3 minutes, making sure you mix thoroughly and completely to ensure your epoxy is completely mixed. Mixing is the most important step of your epoxy. I get a lot of emails and questions all the time asking why their resin isn't set up, and 9 times out of 10, it's from under mixing. So you really need to mix that resin well. Start to finish, it takes me about 10 to 12 minutes to mix my resin. So it does take a bit of time to make sure it's mixed completely. And after I mix up my resin, I run it through my bubble remover machine from Let's Resin. This machine is great and so easy to use. It works best with medium viscosity resin. So the Let's Resin 1-to-1 ratio epoxy works great in this machine because it is a medium viscosity resin. It is very easy to use. I will link my full tutorial showing how to use this machine down below in the description box if you want to check it out. You don't need an air compressor or anything like that to run it. It just works amazing all by itself. So I took a little bit of the clear that I had mixed up, and I'm going to add in a pea-size amount of this interference blue mica powder from Let's Resin. I mixed up about I added a half a teaspoon of the interference blue mica in 3 ounces of clear resin. And I'm just going to pour that into my resin jar mold, not filling it up all the way, just adding some in there. And then I'm going to go in with some ocean white liquid pigment. This is also from Let's Resin. For this one, I didn't want to add too much white. When you're working with white, be careful because white will take over your entire project. So I only added a tiny bit. So I did 1 drop of that ocean white and 2 ounces of clear resin, mixed it up thoroughly, poured it right on top of that interference blue mica powder that we put into the mold first. And now I'm just going in with clear resin. That's it. I'm pouring that right on top of those colors that we added, the gorgeous interference blue mica and the ocean white. And pouring the clear on top of the white is going to give you some really cool wispy looking effects in your finished pieces because the clear pushes that white down to the bottom, and that's what gives you the really nice looking wispy effects. I always like to pour my white second. So I'll do, if I wanted to do just clear and not do the interference blue mica, I would pour the clear first, pour the white, and then more clear. So the white has somewhere to go and sink down because white is very, very pigmented. So it's heavier than any other pigment that you're going to use. So it's going to sink naturally. And that's why also you don't want to add too much white because it will take over and your project will be completely white. Here I was just taking my silicone paintbrush and popping any bubbles, kind of doing a little bit of swirl on the bottom of the jar, and that's it. Gonna let it cure overnight. Here we are the next day, getting ready to take it out of the mold. I really love that interference blue mica powder. Definitely get it if you can. It comes in a set with 6 colors. And the set of 6 colors is only $9.99 right now on Let's Resin's website, and it will last you forever. I've had my set for 4 years and I still have a ton of product left in the jars. But here's how the bottom piece turned out. You can see how the white kind of moved down into that interference blue and gave us some really wispy, gorgeous effects. The lid, I was so nervous that I was going to have an air bubble trapped in the top of the mold here, but to combat that, you can always spray your molds with a little 91% isopropyl alcohol before you pour your resin, and then also go in with a silicone paintbrush after you pour. Just kind of stick it in your mold and move it around a little bit to dislodge any bubbles because bubbles really like to cling in any pointy details inside your molds. But this one turned out fantastic. I like to store my resin beads in these jars that I make. You could also use this for a little jewelry dish or jewelry storage, but let me know what you think. I hope you give this project a try. It's so fun and so easy to make your own jars with resin, and you can do any color combination you like. Of course, I want to make a pink one next, but I think purple or even like a really rich green would be really pretty, like an emerald green. I think that would be gorgeous in one of these. Let me know if you guys have any questions down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and definitely check out Let's Resin. They have everything you need to do resin, and discount code NAPTIME will give you a discount on their website. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic, and I'll see you soon for another video. Bye, guys.